Once again, hands next to each other, sliding past each other. This is also a very relaxing move for your client. Then we're going to move to the buttocks, do the ringing. Always make sure that you do give special attention and spend more time on the areas that you do see cellulite accumulating. Then we do the kneading. Once again, kneading is with the thumbs and the forefingers. And with the bottom hand, you're going to put a lot of pressure, picking up flesh and pushing it up. Picking up flesh and pushing it up. On the buttocks, you're just going to use both your hands kneading opposite each other. This is also to stimulate blood circulation. With kneading, you can use medium pressure, special time on that buttocks, that you get that, like a lot of flesh between the thumbs and the forefingers, and do proper kneading. Now we're going to start with hacking. Putting your hands next to each other upright with fast movements, slapping it on the skin. You barely touch the skin. You just touch the skin, lift it up again, very fast movements. This is not to do any pressure or use any pressure on the skin, but just to stimulate blood circulation. Hands should not be stiff, but should be relaxed at all times while you are doing hacking. With fast moves from the bottom to the top of the leg. To improve the blood circulation is very important, because the better the blood circulation, the better you will be able to remove the lymph. The lymph contains the toxins that actually create the cellulite. So you can spend a lot of time in the next couple of moves. Hacking, make sure your client is comfortable. Then we're going to start with cupping. With your hand, make a cup, almost creating a little hole in the middle of your hand, and just cup. You will hear, if you do the cupping, it's almost like a hollow sound that you create. We start on the middle of the leg, the inside of the thigh, working on the outside and on the buttocks. Make sure you cover the whole back of the leg. Cupping is just to stimulate blood circulation, which is going to help us to remove the lymph. Your client's skin will appear red now. Always make sure that your client is comfortable. Always make sure your hand is hollow and that you do not use the flat part of your hand to actually do this move. Effleurage. We're going to do pommeling. Create a loose fist with your hand, and just with the bottom part of the hand you do flicking movement. from the knee to the top of the leg. It's a very fast move, medium pressure. Make sure your fist is loose. You do not want to create a hard fist and then hurting the client. Effleurage. Then we're going to move on to flicking. With your forefingers, just creating a flicking move from the knee to the top of the leg. Make sure your nails are short when you do this move, otherwise you could scratch the client. This is also to stimulate the blood circulation. With your forefingers, relax, not very stiff, just do a flicking movement on the skin. Put some pressure on the flesh and on the muscle and flick. By this time your client's skin should be red because of the blood circulation that has been improved. Effleurage. Then work on that lymph node. Then we're going to start with the kneading again. The next move, as you knead from the bottom hand to the top hand, but only the bottom hand uses pressure. Pushing down and pushing upwards, pushing down and pushing upwards. Then stimulate the lymph node. Just slide your hand to the front and put some pressure by the hip bone. This kneading once again is used to create a vacuum that will improve the lymph flow and removing of the lymph, which create the cellulite. And on the outer part of the leg, doing exactly the same. Putting the hand before the thumb and the forefingers. Pressure, down and up, down and upwards. Buttocks, we will do from the inside outwards. Just work on the lymph node. Then we're going to start with the lymph drainage. The next move is the triangle lymph drainage. Putting your thumbs together, creating a triangle with your forefingers. Moving upwards. The pressure is where the thumbs are, medium pressure, and then slightly pressure by the forefingers. The reason why we do the lymph drainage moves again is because we have improved the blood circulation now, and you will have better results by doing it again. On the buttocks, from the inside, working outwards to the lymph node. Doing it in the middle of the leg, in the inner thigh, and on the outer part of the leg. Once again, the pressure is where the thumbs are. It's only slight pressure where the forefingers are. When you work on the buttocks, you work from the inside outwards to where the lymph nodes are situated. The next drainage move is your square drainage move. Putting your thumbs together, opening the forefingers, moving the hands up. Once again, the pressure is still where the thumbs are, only slight pressure where the forefingers are. Moving the lymph all the way up to the top of the leg. Once again, if we work on the buttocks, we work from the inside outwards to where the lymph nodes are situated. We do exactly the same move, putting your thumbs together, opening the forefingers, moving upwards. Make sure you cover every area on the back of the leg. You do not miss a spot. And then the buttocks again. We will repeat every move 3 times to make sure we get the best results. The next lymph drainage move is the V fist. Creating your fist, putting them together, creating a V. Then, as you slide them up, your forefingers will open a bit, creating a pumping action. You can use more pressure if your client is comfortable. This will create a vacuum again in the lymph vessels, which will improve the lymph flow, removing the toxins. On the buttocks, we do the lymph moves from the inside to the outer part where the lymph node is situated. Putting the fist together, creating a V, doing the pumping action all the way from the bottom to the top of the leg. In the middle, then on the inner thigh, then on the outer thigh and the buttocks. You can spend more time on the areas where you do see cellulite accumulating. On the buttocks, always from the inside to the outside, to where the lymph node is situated. Effleurage. Slide your hand just to the hip bone. And 3 circles on that area. There's another lymph node situated on the back of the knee. There you can just do 3 circles as well. Move your hands up to the other lymph node. Then we do raking. From the bottom of your leg to the top, with the tips of your forefingers, apply pressure and do a raking movement all the way to the top. This is just to relax your client. And that brings us to the end of the anti-cellulite massage. I hope you enjoyed it and that you will get great results from this massage routine. Goodbye.